morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the reason
Second.
I came up with the name. So it's me, Simbo, all day or General Get Buck, whatever you want to call.
Young third. Y'all know. You know what I'm saying?
Change.
Snappy Snappington. You know what I'm saying? Snappy snap a little snap a lot.
So a lot of this is going to sound new to a lot of people, but and mainly because we didn't post the last video, but this
Like
one's going live.
good. Like they don't know. Oh, this is live.
Yeah.
Okay. But on other platforms,
hmm
they can see
Facts,
the
facts, facts, facts. All right. Well, we'll fix that. So,
blah
quick,
blah. Y'all
huh?
getting it live. They getting it live right now. They
Yeah.
don't get the tape delay. They don't even know about the youngsters like tape delay. Yeah, remember that '96 conversation we was having?
So, what we've been talking about, the young third and I have been over what 30 years of friendship, but just growing as men, starting businesses, and just trying to capture the social media landscape. I guess is where we're coming through this conversation, right? But first, before we get into that, praise report time.
Wait, yeah, I was gonna say, bro, hold on. Let's not jump in too fast. You know what I'm saying? Let's not just get right into the meat of it. You know what I'm saying? We gotta give them a little praise report, okay? I don't know what happened to your camera right now.
Hold on, I gotta move my chair.
Oh man, that you sound so old doing that right now too. Oh, hold on, man, I gotta move my chair, nigga. Hold on. Go ahead. You get it started with the praise report.
All right, so first off, last week I don't know if you know, but I was in crutches like all of last week, bro. I couldn't walk
Now
at all. Huh? No, not gout.
the
Gout.
knees swell up.
Yeah. Did I tell you about it?
Nah. I just know your ailments, kid. Like
Yeah. So
you
basically, I've been in the gym for a while, and then I was like, all right, I got pretty strong. So I went back down to low weights, but I wanted to focus on my form. So I'm sitting there, and I'm
What's low weights though?
135 on the squat.
Stop
So
playing with me, bro. Why are you doing 135 on bad knees, bro? Low weight's supposed to be like 50 for
bro,
form.
I was doing okay. So before
Supposed to
that,
be 50 for form. Let's just
nah,
start
bro, I was
there.
doing 305. I was doing 305 before that, but I wasn't going all the way down. So
So
where
if
I
you
messed
just
up,
do it for form, bro. I mean,
can
what is it? What does it
can
hurt
I
to?
finish?
Go
Can I
ahead. I'm just saying.
finish? All right.
Advisement would have been 50.
Okay. No. Well, 135. I've been or 305. I've been doing it consistently. However, I wasn't breaking parallel. So what they say now in these new fitness circles is you have to drop your ass to the grass. Well, I haven't been doing that.
Pause.
Yeah, that ain't no pause. That's what they fucking say.
I'm just telling you, when they say that to you, you're supposed to say pause.
It was girls who were telling me that. So I'm not
Yeah.
play.
Wait, if
Play
these girls
ball.
out here playing right now, I'm definitely pausing their ass.
All right. So, anyways, right.
These young bitches on a pegathon.
So I'm like, all right, cool. Let me just let me. So after not doing 305 anymore, I was like, let me actually focus on my form and get my form down packed. So this wasn't just for squats; it was also for bench press, tricep extension, basically everything, right?
Uh,
So now it's leg day, and I get to the squats. And I was like, all right, break parallel, ass to the grass. Basically, you want your butt to hit the back of your calves, is how they want you to do it now.
right.
So I tried it on the first set, and my knees were like, "Ooh, you're 40." And I was
Look,
like, "Ooh, that wasn't too bad. It was light work, light work." Second set, my knees said, "All right, you're 40." Third set and fourth set, same thing.
but why wasn't you listening to the 40 calls? Like on
Because
the
I still felt good. Nothing popped. It's not like nothing
it
popped.
was nothing broke, but you was still getting the messages like, hey bro, maybe we go down to like 75.
It wasn't the okay. What I'm saying is, it wasn't the amount of weight. It
Hmm.
wasn't the amount of weight. It was just the tension. If I would have done it with 50 pounds for what the
Same,
doctor was telling me, you
same
probably
thing.
would have had the same effect.
Thing.
It
Okay.
wasn't. It wasn't the weight. It was
It was,
just the range of
it
motion.
was the range of motion, how far you was pushing it.
Yes. And she was like, "Have you ever been able to squat that low?" I was like, "No, not at all." She was
Hasn't been a regular practice, no.
not even when she was like, so even when you were 15, 16, I was like, nah.
That wasn't out.
Yeah, but even so, like even when I was 25, I
Right.
couldn't go that low. And that's when I first started hearing it. And she was like, why couldn't you go that low? My knees wouldn't let me. Then why did you think you could let your knees do it right now? So me and the doctor are in a full-fledged, I don't know. I was trying to get better on my form. Anyways, 3 days later after doing the squat. So everything with the doctor happened at the end of
Because I'm
last week.
waiting for the praise report part. Because
I'm
right
getting
now,
the praise report. I'm
you
getting
need
it.
out, you're in
I
the
gotta
doctor.
build it up, right? I gotta
Okay.
build it up. I gotta
Okay.
build it up. So, like all this time, mind you, the whole reason I'm in the gym right now is because I haven't been working. Only work I've had is Uber Eats. Okay. Now, again, this is still the build up. So, knee fucked up now. Like I can't bend it. This is 2 days after I tried that shit with the squats, and every day my knee is getting stiffer and stiffer and stiffer and stiffer. I'm still doing Uber Eats, still going to the gym, but not doing legs anymore. Bam, knocked out of the park. And I'm also going to give a moral to the story after this, right? Knocked out the park, can't walk, in a hell of pain, just fucked up. Not sure if I'm getting unemployment from the last job I had. Not sure. Basically, have no hope in sight. No hope in sight. Can't work. Can't do anything. Nothing. Nothing. Just
Watching you trying to do the booty squat.
huh? All because I was trying to do the booty squats. Damn right. So okay, now, like I'm sitting here feeling like not hopeless, but just like, all right. I said to myself, I'm just gonna turn it over to the Lord, man. Whatever.
Life is life, Yeah, you got
I,
to do for
I
your
was like,
hands up. This
shit.
is beyond me.
Yeah, I've been in worse situations. You know what I mean? Like been
Okay.
turning in applications like consistently. Had some bullshit ass job offers that I was like, yeah, this would be cool if I was 22,
Right.
but nah. So this is what's going on that whole week, right? Finally, I go to the doctor again. She finally prescribes me the Toradol and prednisone.
Right.
Literally, like the next day, I go
Oh,
lay down after taking that. I hear my knee go pop, and it was a loud fucking pop, but it wasn't one of those pops as far as oh no, I can't walk. All of a sudden, it popped, and I was like, oh shit,
uh,
I could bend this motherfucker. And
uh,
every pop since then has been getting better and better. But now here's where the praise report comes in. So literally the day I was able to start walking, unemployment hit. Bam, in the
mm,
account. I was like, hey. I was
yeah.
like, okay, turn on the Uber Eats app, right? Bloop. What the fuck happened? Oh,
What the fuck happened?
I don't know. It still says it's broadcasting though. But
Hey, bro, it's running on my end. I'm like, what it cut freeze about?
I don't know. But anyways, so unemployment hits. Bam, turn on the Uber Eats app. Bam, first one, $20 for a 5 mile ride, 20 minutes? Hell fucking yeah.
Huh.
Bam, now the interviews start coming in. Now, the homeboy, he had given me this one job. He told me his company was hiring, but I knew it was for like a shitty pay, right?
Right.
So, anyways, I go into the interview. It's like a 10-minute interview I'm in with those people. Cool people. But the dude was like, to be honest, Tim, you're too overqualified for this position and it's going to cost you too much. It's going to, like, you're not going to be happy here. But give me a minute. I'm going to call you back probably by the end of the day and I want to see something. Nigga calls me back and offers me double what that position was to do actually what I wanted to do in the first place.
That's dope.
Hell yeah. I was like, yeah. Oh, and then Kiara got accepted to this little private school down there we was trying to get her into.
All
All is
right.
like 3 days, like back to back. So
Hella
the
fun.
build up to what actually happened to here we are. Your turn.
Shit. Before we even started, I was trying to get together in mind and figure out exactly what was going on with me. I should use the old school. I woke up today. uh, but no, I'm really thankful for the learning processes that I've been going through lately. I've been figuring out how to fail fast, how to like Uh, Go ahead and make a decision and don't trip on it if it's the wrong one. You're gonna learn from that, move on, and you'll do it right the next time. Like uh, my thing is like I'm at a place where you fortunately have shared like a lot of books with me and things that I've been able to read and digest over the last like 6 months to where right when I started to hit this the fuzzy phase, and we gonna kind of touch on that today, like the whole entrepreneurship thing, the way everybody is, telling you, hey, you can do X, Y, Z, all the whole promo for it online, but the actual grind that you get into when you start doing it. Um, like yeah, my press reporters at my team like really put me in position between you, my cousin James, you know what I'm saying. A lot of niggas that's around that's really pushing for business right now. They really gave me a solid foundation. My guy Adam, um, for how to fucking handle some things or be ready to face some things when it get fucked up or when it get weird or when there's pressure on and when you in the phase where it's like, yeah, we was expecting to run and kind of be behind for a little bit, but like now you're in it. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like a lot of the stuff that I went through and read and things I watched everybody else go through in their journeys prepared me to not like fucking lose my mind, when all the fucking shit is like, oh man, everything is happening constantly, and then you still got to find a way to be, unreasonably hospitable
Man,
with, with everybody. So that's really what my praise report is, bro. We hit all-star host status in our area. You know what I'm saying? All 5 stars on every trip that's being rated. All 5 stars in every category. Uh, we heading towards 100 trips, and every experience has been a 5 star experience because we be trying to be reasonably hospitable to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And really give everybody an experience. And we created a brand with all of our vehicles where you get in and it's leather interior and wood and shit light up different, and then they got sunroofs and moon roofs, and we created this brand, and it's turned into this all-star host status where now when you go on the Toro looking for anything in this area, you gonna see 3 or 4 of my cars right up front. You know what I'm saying? The first thing popping up, and you're seeing a pickup in bookings.
hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We definitely seen our, and we've had less vehicles on the app due to a lot of the issues that we've been going through with repairs and stuff that got messed up. We haven't been able to even run at full speed yet with all 5 vehicles pumping. Um, and we've been running for the last 3 months with just 3 on there due to some of the damage that was caused to the vehicles, and we've still seen positive growth. And as far as what we bring in month by month, um, without even being able to run at our full potential. So thankful for that.
Hell yeah.
So it's that's the kind of things that give you that little bit of hope while you like going through all this other shit and scrambling. Uh, you like, all right, well at least like shit is going the right trajectory, and I'm
Yeah.
I'm not just out here just like like
Like when we were younger, man. Like
yeah,
who knew? We lived so long just trying to make it
survive
that
that.
I think we forget like how far we've came, right? Like
Mhm.
knowing you over the years, I know I can see how far you've grown, and I'm sure it goes vice versa, right? And not
Like,
just with you, with all the other homies.
yeah,
And yeah, bro. So salutes to you, man.
man, yeah, bro. It is continuing to be an interesting journey, but I'm glad I jumped off. porch. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm glad I was talking with one of my cousins at this campsite, and we was getting into business and stuff like that, and like he was kind of telling me that he's at a place where he's been ready to make a move from his job, and he knows where he wants to go and what he wants to do next. And he's been just taking a year to think about it. And I told him, like, you in the perfect place, cousin, because before I jumped off the bridge and took off into this business venture that I took into, I took like over a year. I invested into a program with a mentor that already had done it and had a whole support group with a bunch of other people and everything. And I had that program and those people and all that knowledge for a year before I actually put anything on the app and jumped off and got involved with getting vehicles or anything like that. But during that year, I was weighing out everything it would cost to jump into the water. You know what I'm saying? I was looking over all the different scenarios and how it could go. I was building credit in certain kinds of ways. I was paying off debt. I was preparing myself to get into a position to where I could jump off. And I was like, most likely that shit sounds familiar to you, right? That's what you kind of been on for the last year. I was like, it was a year and 4 months before I jumped off the water, you
So
know.
that actually, because so this ties into like our conversation offline earlier, but I want to ask you something, but I want to tie in something that I used to ask during my interviews. So first I'll ask you what I used to ask when I was interviewing people, right? And that's if you had a choice to get to the top, would you, and there's no wrong answer. I want to hear yours and why. Would you rather take a springboard to the top or would you rather take stepping stones to get there?
The 73rd Psalm is my favorite psalm because it talks about how fast people lose things that gain it fast. And I'm really, really kind of, paraphrasing. It's a lot more in depth in it, but one of the things you can take from that is how fast people gain fast, and it looks so great, and it looks like they got everything, and just wait for the fall.
Hmm.
But in my life experience, the things that I gained really fast, I lost really fast. And the things that have lasted have been the things that I've acquired by laying a brick every day. So the stepping stones, those journeys are the ones that I get to look back on. The things that happen quick, fast, and fun, they're a blur and they're all meshed together, right?
Hmm.
It's this whole fast ride that you go on, and then the ride is over. But the journeys that you go on with the agony, with the mistakes, with the fallbacks, with the how do I get the money to lay another brick right now? I don't got money to buy a brick. Fuck it, I'm gonna make a brick for this one. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make two bricks and sell one and leave one right here, and then with that money I make from making, I'm gonna buy
We don't
six.
skip this break. I'm gonna throw this one up here so I can grab on because I know how to do all this shit.
You had to
Pull,
figure some
pull up.
shit out, right? And that was fun. And you was like, man, that was ass backwards. I could have did it like this. You learned that later. You was able to mentor somebody else. Somebody was able to see your journey and they found shortcuts. Somebody was able to see the right way when you did it the right way. You was really laying a foundation when you take the brick by brick. So I,
Hmm.
I always take the brick by brick unless I've already gone through brick by bricking, and then you come to me with a springboard to get past the levels that I've already went through, and I had a setback, and I'm trying to get back here. I'm going to springboard back up over to here because we already went through the brick by bricking.
Okay. And the reason I asked that is because as you were talking about the setup for the Turo app, it made me think about that question I had about when we were even talking about this podcast. And I was like, huh, do you think, because I'm the type who dive in head first. I like thinking about it. I'll figure that out after I get into it. But I still like to step, like I have to jump off the diving board and then get the stepping stones. If that makes sense. Like I know
Uh,
how to swim, so let's get in the water and then we'll figure out where it is. But I was thinking that as far as when it comes to business, right? Like so many times, I think a lot of people fail because they never get started. Which actually, that's part of the reason I named my company in Progress in Motion was you
Mm,
have to move to progress.
right.
Every time you're progressing, you're still moving. So it's kind of. I remember when I came up with the name, actually at Mac's house.
Mm,
He was like, it's the same thing. I was like, no, it's not the same thing. It's you have to do one to get the other,
yeah.
and without it, like shit, you're gonna learn along the way.
Shit, me and Kim Folk James been talking a lot about actionables, right? Where like if you have actionables to do towards your goal daily or weekly, right? That's that motion that you need, you
Hmm.
know what I'm saying, to look back and basically see the progress. And
Hmm.
that's what keeps you going towards the goal because like you know it's big to you, it's faulty, it's large, it's way right here, but you might be way right here. So then you need actionables. You know what I'm saying? That create motion. You know what I'm saying? So you can look back at this progress that you're building, keep yourself motivated towards what your goal is until you get to the point where you can, you know what I'm saying?
Bingo, and you got it.
Yeah, yeah. So I fuck with it. Like, yeah, that's kind of what we've been
You
on.
ever read that book, Eat That Frog?
Nah, doesn't
So,
sound kosher.
huh?
I said it doesn't sound kosher.
Shut the fuck up.
That's not
No,
really
no,
motion.
but it's about that same topic, right?
Yeah,
Like it's just about that. Like let's say in your day, you want to start with the most difficult thing first, because then everything else in your day is relatively
okay.
easy. You start off with the most difficult task, But yeah, dude.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's what we be on, man. Knock out the big shit and then get to the cake work.
Hell yeah. So what else you working on, dog?
Um, music right now. Trying to get some submissions to some podcasts and different stuff like that. Trying to keep creating content. Trying to figure out the album cover because I figure I'm just ready to drop the whole album right now. So I want to pick a date. I want to try to get on some playlists. I'm trying to figure out how to get the attention of curators and learn that game again. You know, I'm like relearning everything in the music industry with the streaming and how all this shit work and everything. So trying to curate, figure out how to get in contact with the curators of these playlists and you know what I'm saying, get them submissions in and whatnot. Go ahead.
Now I think I texted you this. That song. Fuck, what song was it again? Because I fucking hear it all the time, and every time I'm like,
You
ooh.
talking about
I think you
grinding?
had the trashiest verse on that song.
Which one? You
Huh?
are
On with Slang and Papa.
you crazy, kid.
I'm,
I was,
I'm, I'm serious. Hey, I love you.
I was
Your
asking.
verse was hard, but I was like, hey.
I would say everybody went in though.
No, no, I'm fucking with you. It wasn't the it
R-
wasn't the trashiest
R&B Papa.
R.I.P. Papa, but I was like, damn, I ain't never heard a slang like this ever. But
Yeah,
that
Slumber went in. Papa got off. You know what I'm saying?
no, but I will say this: I will put you up against lyrically. Lyrically, I think I will really say, and I'm not saying this just because I'm your boy. I'll put you up against any of the top MCs in the game.
Nah, yeah, man.
Kendrick, Cole, even some of the legends. I don't think you're up there with Kiss, but you're not far behind.
It's you know,
You're not far behind though.
that's all me and
And
Kareem
Kiss,
used to listen to was Locks and Kiss
and
and
Kiss got you only because of the ad libs.
that was our guys.
I
The
think you might have
Clips.
surpassed Hove though. I
Uh,
really do, as far as lyrically. But
nah, man,
it was
he's
that song.
crazy. You know, him and Rakim is always gonna be like my guys.
But what was it? Hold on. Let me look back through my
That's
library.
how I was thinking about that the other day. How like different my process is. I be going in like thinking about everybody we just named, Like when I be trying to write, like I be trying to think about like we get like they gonna come on next. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I gotta go crazy because if one of them grab the mic next, like you know what I'm saying? Like I gotta spaz. Like I'm in the room with one of them, and they gonna drop their verse next. That's how I be writing in my head. Like there's a lot of artists, they just gonna go in there and say whatever is fly nowadays. But like, who gonna hear that in a long time and be like, yo, you hear what he just said? Like that analogy still touched. That simile still makes sense. I don't need to know like necessarily what they was talking about in that time to understand this. Like in time, you're still gonna understand this. Like you know what I'm saying? You didn't have to just be like you had to be there, but like you also are gonna understand like that was what was going on in the time.
Well, music is still like a history lesson. So, with how uh, has your music writing process changed? Like,
Completely.
does it mirror like your business savvy now, or are you looking like
Yeah. Whereas like it used to, I used to never write anything.
yeah?
I used to write everything, but I wrote everything inside of my head, and I would take my time and write it. It would take time, but it was no like typing, no writing or anything like that. Even when I wrote for other people, I would go and I would record the thought. You know what I'm saying? After I formulated the whole song, but I never freestyled song. There was some songs that I freestyled, but my process was always to formulate the whole song in my head and then go and record it. And now I formulate parts of it in my head. Like I'll formulate a hook part. I'll formulate like the first four bars of the verse and kind of figure out how I want to go back into the hook. And then I'll come right on my phone the parts in between that. You know what I'm saying? So like I already have the hook. I already have how the verse start. I have how I want to end going and back into the hook. And then whatever however many bars that is in between that, because back in the day, the way I would fill in shit like that, I was just young and like my neurons were firing off faster and I would just think of the dope shit way faster. So it'd be kind of like a formulated freestyle, you know what I'm saying? But not really a freestyle.
I have no idea what
Okay.
you're
What I'm
saying.
saying,
You broke you were damn near speaking Chinese to me. I heard hooks, bars, and
yeah.
writing, and I was like,
So nowadays my process has changed where I actually type out the middle of the verse on my phone in my notes.
okay,
And I used to just do the whole process of writing it all in my head. But I'm
uh,
only writing the hook in the opening, the end of the verse, and the hook in my head. And then I fill that out on paper. And a lot of times I've been laying down the part from my head at first and then letting it play in the studio. And then I just type up the little part for in between it and then punch that part in. But I used to just write everything in my head. Boom. Da, 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 da. Yeah, so that's how the process goes.
yeah, yeah.
I don't like recording as much as I used to.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't like recording.
Well, that's the work part, huh?
Like I guess so. I don't be liking to record, and I be wanting it to go faster. And you know what I think it is? I think I used to have a certain kind of rhythm with the soul mechanics, where like the way Sean would engineer a session with me, it would be so rhythmic and effortless. And then me and McAdoo had that when I was recording at McAdoo. We're like, you know what I'm saying? And the things we could do, like I would think of something, and they would put it in there. You know what I'm saying? And like now you be in there with the engineer, and like everything ain't like that. Like you know what I'm saying? Or like this, they don't have those things in their suite or whatever. Or like, oh, we don't have that program, or they've never just done like audio design like that in the middle of a song. Like Sean and Matt and Kevin could just do audio design in the middle of a song.
Hmm.
That's crazy as shit. Like, oh, you want to add in this shit? Because like Kev like does like scores for movies and shit. Like he did the music that you hear in the Purge series.
Okay.
Like the all the music in that, that's what Kev does. Or like the Star Wars video games that EA did. He did all Kung Fu Panda. He did all the music and sound and audio on that. So like instantly in a session, if you wanted to hear this like a shotgun, or you wanted to hear like, I want this to drop out and go lo-fi and turn around this way for a second and add this to my voice and like chop down like the words that I just said and compress it and make it fit into a bar. Like they could just do crazy ass shit for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you said that a little bit off, but I could just inch it over like this and chop it this way. And like, um, when we would make a beat or something like that together, it's a song called Fine Day, and never in the actual song that it was taken from. We actually re-sang the audio, and then after we re-sang our rendition of it, we then took the words and we took day and these niggas turned it into dot. So like it's like it's gonna be a fine night today. It's gonna be a fine night to die. But they changed you know what I'm saying? Like they manipulated the audio and the little syllables, the sounds to there's an E sound, there's an I. Now it's
Hmm.
just I when we put it together.
Like they reverse engineered it.
Yeah, like crazy shit like that they would just do in the middle of the session very fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, here it is. Now it says die instead of dead. Like, oh shit.
So it sounds like almost the same, similar, right? So for myself, it's that's how it's been in like the sales world. I think I
Hmm.
talked to you about this. Like I've been in sales for like 25 years, right?
Right.
And now that I've been reasonably sober, I was like, I fucking hate this shit. I love fucking talking to people. I love just having to sit down and just not really like I'm not doing hard labor. But I was like, I fucking hate talking to people. God damn. And I'm not an extra, I'm not an introvert. But I hate. Click, click, click. That's the part I hate. And being drunk or high, it kind of dulled it out.
Or it fogged it out where you didn't see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It
Yes.
was a thing you could push through.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It gave you the push through. The fuck it's where you found the fuck it's.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get high or drunk as soon as this is done.
Yeah.
It was really just pushing through to the next drink.
Right. It'd be like
So yeah, man, like fuck. But social media, how's it? We were talking about that offline too. I
okay, yeah,
have
no,
to
yeah.
get into that,
So
but
yeah, so all these different business things that we've been talking about, you might be sitting around like you scrolling through your feed and you looking through everybody saying to you, you know, get 250,000 right now. If you got 750 credit score, you can start an LLC in 7 minutes, and
mm,
then get an EIN in 4 minutes, and then within 1 hour, I'll have 250,000 in funding for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, 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 you're not. No, you're not. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that.
could you elaborate? Because
All that shit works. Those banks are giving out those fucking loans.
but
Don't
you
get it
got to work.
fucked up. Them banks do got that money for you. They do need to get rid of it too. They want to fucking hand it the fuck over. All of that shit is fucking true. They also, it's not fucking 2007 no more, right?
Mhm.
They want to see a whole lot of motherfucking shit that makes a lot of motherfucking sense.
Well,
Your shit got to be structured properly.
So
right? For
yeah,
starter, getting that EIN number is not an instant fucking you got an EIN number in 2 seconds. Nobody even mentioned anything about your Duns and Brad score needs to be fucking between like a 60 and an 80 for most of this kind of shit, depending on which way are you. They didn't even tell you like that your LLC. The reason why they saying the part about the 700 fucking score is because that LLC is not the limited liability that you're thinking that it fucking is. You're gonna be on the line for that motherfucking 250,000 that they fucking get you. And if you default on that shit, it's not under the LLC and everything is all fucking good. Because
mhm.
that's why they ask for your social fucking security. You shouldn't even be going for that much fucking funding until you transfer your LLC into a C corp, a S corp, some kind of corporation because you're making XYZ per month already off of it. And once you get to that point where you have XYZ that you're making and you can go to fucking being the C corp and shit, now you want to go for the big funding of, you know, 150, this kind of stuff and everything like that once it's under the corporation. Because now you're going under, you transferred your LLC to a corporation because it's making a bunch of fucking money. And now you want to fucking go after the bigger funding like that that can be attached over to this corporation is another motherfucker. See, you heard that a corporation is another motherfucker. And then you thought because you got an LLC that that was a corporation that is a company, not a
So
corporation.
this is kind of in my wheelhouse, and you're absolutely right, right? So I
Talk to
think a lot of what's going on social media for those things is people have to realize, right? So there's three different microcosms that are going on in social media. There's people who are there for entertainment, there's people who are there to promote their business, and then there's the influencer crowd who's there to bring the two groups together, right? But I'm
me.
speaking more from the business side of it that people don't realize. Like anything you want to do, y'all, you want to open up an LLC, it's going to cost you anywhere between $75 to $500 to fill out the information at the Secretary of State. And any funding you're trying to get, you have to have time in business. So the more time you waste thinking about what kind of business am I going to offer, it doesn't fucking matter. Because look, just get the LLC,
Come
just
on.
set it up, set everything you need up. Like you said, the Duns and Bradstreet, that takes 10 minutes. The EIN number, that takes four. The actually filing with the Secretary of State, that can take anywhere between 10 minutes and 5 days, just being realistic.
And
Open up
all of them minutes times is depending on how comfortable you feel with ever going through this process before.
facts.
This is the thing that I don't really talk about. We're from a community and from a place where like none of this is common. And even if it is common to you, it's your first time with you doing it. You're gonna have a lot of little moments where you like, ooh, like let's keep it a bug. Like we're not fully comfortable with giving and divulging, 100% factual information to the government about shit.
Correct.
But now you're stepping over into a space where it behooves you to be 100% factual
Mm-hmm.
and give over the information and play the game the right way. And
Mm-hmm.
us find ourselves trepidatious at these points where a lot of them simple fill out forms that should take 4 to 10 minutes is taking us 30 minutes, an hour. Niggas are scratching their head like, well, what am I getting into? Just because we have
But
a lifetime of trauma that told us like lie to the
but
police.
I
It's
don't I don't get that though, because let's say
ridiculous.
with that same instance, right? To go file for unemployment, to go file for food stamps or any of that, you're giving the same information.
So in the mind, we understand the guaranteed results. I have 50 fucking people who I know who came in here and filed that information for this process and got the results that I'm here to get, right? I don't know another nigga right now who cracked off this motherfucking corporation LLC shit in real life and he's up for the kind of results that I'm trying to get, right? Who do I look around and who's seen has done it? That's a big thing in the human psyche,
But
right? Because I seen Auntie and them go in here and fill out this shit and get them stamps and get that money. I seen it work when with the SSI check, nigga. I know 15 niggas on the SSI. I can call them at any time during the process, and I can get confident answers on what to do and what not to do. Oh, don't tell them that yet. No, 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 no. That's how they deny you. Go ahead and put it in like this. It's the
So
same thing. And then later on, you tell them that, and you won't get denied off top. You know a nigga that you can call that'll tell you that. I don't know a nigga that I could call right now while I'm filling out this shit trying
see,
to
but
make some
that's
shots.
that's where I'm going to disagree with you at. We know them, but I think the problem with our community is more likely
I'm
we're
not saying
like we're more likely in our community. You know the person who does hair who has the shop. You know the person who owns the restaurant on the corner. You know
mhm.
somebody who has a car washing business. But
Here's
sometimes in our community, we're thinking about the person, oh, they have a business. We want the guy who has a Mercedes who's pushing down, not realizing,
how many of those Negroes are gatekeepers?
okay, that's a part
That's
of
a
it.
where I
That's a
don't
big
feel
part of it.
comfortable enough because look, I want to see you do good, but not as good as me. So when I call you to try to figure out how to do as good as you want to gatekeep on me and not give me
But I
the
don't
game.
think the problem. I don't
It's
think the problem is as big as that. Versus, and I'm gonna use what you said on was it Instagram or Facebook? I saw you post something that every when you're giving people information, nobody wants to listen.
right,
But then once you make it, then they want to listen. I think it's a part of that.
hmm
And then I think it's more of that than it
right,
is the actual gatekeeping, because yeah, I've seen black gatekeepers, and I
yeah,
know you have. But then
yeah.
I've also seen black people who have given me advice that I didn't
Man,
necessarily heed, and then
man.
I know there's been advice I've given that people haven't received, and
And advice that they have likewise, and there's
yeah,
been people that came to us and gave us some rules, and we jumped on it and got it moving.
so it's I don't know, I don't know, but I would say just it's
I
it,
feel what you're saying
as a
though.
black American in America, if you haven't opened up an LLC, an S corp, or something,
A DBA.
anything, you failed. You've
It ain't that you fail.
not
You're
failed.
fucking up.
Yes, because we need to. You
Question.
want to write off
I
taxes.
know. I know you got a skill. I know you.
Something,
I know you over there doing something.
because we all have a skill.
You know what
Hell,
I'm
if you're
saying?
if you're a D boy on the street,
You
huh?
got some kind of hustle right now.
Bingo.
You
Because
know what I'm saying? And like this is the thing. We'll sit here and we want to stack up 10,000 in paper cash and fiat and have it under the fucking bed. But like, had you stacked up that 10,000 from your hustle and had it in the fucking bank when it was verifiable fucking income for an LLC,
which
you know what I'm saying? Now
which
you can make some plays. You know how many times I was a prisoner to being a hustler that didn't know no better?
and
Where I just had all this money and I was had no verifiable fucking income to be able to make any plays with it. So I was just like, oh, all we can do is go to Vegas and trick it off.
and went back to what you said about if you have a 700 credit score, if you have this,
Right,
what the banks and what the lending institutions are going to ask you for is income. So when I worked in the financial industry and I would sell loans, back when I still loved sales, there was three things I would look for, specifically when doing business with a black business owner. One, please let your credit be higher than mine. Two, let your bank account balance look better than mine, because what they're looking for is not only A, time in business, but B, how much income are you bringing in? They're looking for at least $10,000 a month. If you bring in $10,000 a month, they'll be willing to lend you anywhere between 10 to 20% of that, right? Or your annual gross annual income. So if you make 100,000, they're willing to give you about 10, right? Keep those numbers in mind. But also they want to make sure your bank account balance is not in the negative, right? As well as, yes, your credit score, that plays a minor factor, at least over a 650. And then even when your Duns and Bradstreet has that, how long has that been active? So you, in order to get those things that you guys were asking for, that you see on the internet from these businesses, these business influencers who are trying to get your money, because there's other people who own businesses who aren't necessarily on social media,
right.
that's who they're talking to, because my email address, for instance, is going to come up to a Progress Emotion. If you search up a Progress Emotion, it's going to come up to me. So this is why I'm seeing that, and that's probably why you're seeing some of those ads. But you got to pay money to make money. So don't think of it as you guys are, hey, I'm gonna, like you said, stack this money under here so nobody can touch it. No, invest that money into something, into an asset.
Come on. And this the other thing. Okay, so you're gonna see a lot of things where some of the shit these niggas is saying to do is illegal as fuck.
But that's the one that people try.
And that be the shit that fuck you off. Like, oh, this nigga said he could fix this credit shit within 4 days or 7 days. That's an illegal play right there.
Hmm.
I'm telling you right now, if a nigga say he gonna fix that shit within 7 days or 4 days, that shit he doing can get you put in jail.
Hmm.
It's
Like that,
illegal.
like that chase, that chase glitch.
That shit is major fraud illegal. When the chase shit is you knew from the very second somebody said something to you, second the nigga asked you if you had chase, he was asking you about some illegal business.
Oh no, I'm not even talking about that one. You didn't hear about the other one?
Hold on, but tell me about it.
No. These people were depositing their checks into Chase Bank and then pulling out like $2,000 to $3,000 just off of depositing the check. They found that out. It was all over social media. They were pulling out grands, and not the ones that we're talking about when people walk around and, hey, you got Chase, Bank of America,
Yeah,
USAA. Not that one. No, this was actually from Chase. Like you remember
just
how
like
back
the
in the
just
day,
that.
yeah, you remember how back in the day they would have that overdraft protection that you
Yeah,
deposit your check, they'll give you like $500.
yeah.
Well, some young folks, and this is amongst the whole gamut, the entire American population found this out. These Gen Z babies found it out, and they were pulling out all the money without having a real check.
Mm. Like I said, that shit sound hella illegal the second you
Yeah,
bring it up. But this shit, they were the way that they word in this is like they just doing some regular fix your credit shit. Next
yeah,
thing you know, the feds is on your ass, nigga, because the way that they doing that shit, I heard somebody explaining it like it's illegal, bro. It's bad for business and it's illegal. If it's not factual, and more than likely the shit is not factual, that they're because it's this emergency way to get it pulled right off your shit. But when you do it and it's not factual, and then plus they don't tell you it's gonna red flag you if you do it twice. So like you did it once this year and then next year you did it again, like instant red flag, they gonna get you. Um, all that shit is illegal. Like you gotta watch out for that kind of shit. They not wording it like that. The other thing you gotta look out for is niggas saying, "Hey, I'm gonna get you this much in funding," and I don't have a problem with this at all. I actually think it's fair game, and as far as I know, it's not illegal. But you need to be aware of the fact that, like, hey, um, if I get you 150,000 in funding, like Buddy wants 15,000 at least of that 150,000 at least. You know what I'm saying? You looking for 15 bands out of that, and I don't have a problem with it. But it's not the first thing that they saying on the video that you gonna see when you go into the process. So don't be fucking backslapped by the fact that that's how that whole shit work out. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gonna be, dropping a tie of 10% off everyone that he hit on for you. And shit, I mean, if I end up sitting on 180 out of 250,000 right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a mad guy. I didn't have 180 last month. Like, I play ball. That shit's fair to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
I
mean,
think,
it sounds good at the when you're broke and you don't have nothing, but then when you look at the overall scheme, right, and what it's actually going to cost you in the end, a lot of
yeah,
times, is it really worth it?
yeah. Do you have a plan? This is the real thing. All right, you got that funding. You're the big champ in the world, right? And we're gonna kind of close out towards this and then go to our conclusion, right? So we don't get too long winded with this shit. This is what it come down to. You just touched on it. Do you have a fucking plan for what to do when you get that fucking funding? Do you
Mhm.
have a way to okay, maybe you jumped out here off the porch before you had, all the funds and the S Corp and all that and everything, and you got it. You hit. The guy you went to actually hit and got you the 250 for your brand new uh LLC and your 700 score and you got the 250. What is the plan to generate the cash flow necessary to pay that loan down and not default on it. What is going to generate cash flow right now? You know
What
what
is
I'm
the
saying?
plan?
It got to be right now, nigga, because nigga, next month they
Right
want that.
now, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas think y'all know everything. Yeah,
Right
nigga.
now, nigga.
I
Yeah,
need
yeah.
that. I need that shit right now. Okay, that's how they gonna be on the phone, nigga. What is the positive cash flow plan that you have set up in play? That like within the first 20 days of you receiving that funding, you're already operating something that's generating positive cash flow, or have you already stacked up enough to be able to support the first few months of that loan? You know what I'm saying? While you're waiting for it to start generating positive cash flow. But you better have some positive cash flow businesses and some long term investments. You know what I'm saying? Some you can get that they can't take away. That's set up in a way to where if you fuck up everything on this shit, at least I got this one play over here. You know what I'm saying? I bought that land in Belize. You know what I'm saying? For the fucking Airbnb.
Worst
That's
case scenario, I'm building a farm and I got
you
some
know,
chickens and cows.
and the goats and shit. You know what I'm saying? And we on like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, we got property. You know what I'm saying? And we can pull some equity out of some property. Like that's a play right there. Like you know what I'm saying? Like worst come to worst, pay this motherfucker off of property that we bought that
Huh.
got equity in it. We bought on it, we built on it with another loan. It got equity. We paid off this loan with that. It creates passive income, and then now we're not passive, but cash flow. And then we're able to take that money and pay off the loan for the construction with that. You gotta have a fucking game plan. That's my. So we just don't want to just talk about fucking what the problem is and shit. That's my solution for if you do it. You know what I'm saying? Like set up your shit, know exactly what you're getting into with these people. It is nothing finna happen fast. Everything is gonna make your fucking heart beat and palpitate. It's gonna make you sweat. You're gonna be out here fucking up left and right. You're gonna be out here making right plays left and right. It's gonna be a roller coaster up and down, and you're gonna go through all the motions and shit. But don't go running out here grabbing that money without a motherfucking plan. And don't go applying for shit, getting a bunch of fucking rejections on your shit before you set up everything on the back door, get some lines of credit open and get some history like Timbo brought up. You need that history. There's ways to add history to your shit that's illegal and legal. You can look that shit up yourself. Be careful for niggas that's talking about that shit. I seen some niggas talking about doing that shit. I looked into what he was doing. That was the illegal way. But he over there advertising on Instagram like it's in the open, like everything is legal schmeagle, bro. Like,
I wonder how many of those are actually plants and bot, like to like catch people doing illegal shit.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
it's,
I just thought of that.
no, you ain't lying, bro. It's wicked outside. You know what I'm saying? You can't trust nothing on Al Gore's internet. It's dumb wicked. But yeah, what's your final, give to the folks about this whole thing?
Uh, just do your own research, really. Do your own research. Find people who understand what you're talking about. If myself or Young Third are the ones who you think might be able to see your vision,
I do
then
have a
hit us up
consulting.
on all of our social media posts. However you found us here on YouTube, um, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. That's all I got.
Yeah, yeah. Check me out, man. I'm at Young Third, just like how it looks. Right in there somewhere. Right in there. YONG 3RD on damn near everything. Everywhere I want you to find me at.
Where I want you to find me at. If
You
you
know what
find
I'm
me
saying?
out anywhere else,
Yeah, you might track
hey,
me out somewhere else. What the fuck are you doing
who are
here?
you? Hey,
Who said?
bitch. Who
Who
sent
said?
you, motherfucker? I'm not even on TikTok.
Hey. Ooh, cut. I gotta talk to you about a TikTok play.
All
For
right.
real, for real.
Oh,
Yeah,
I, bro, next week we might have to talk about what's going on in this dating world as far as these apps go, because this shit is bogus.
Bro, I got some input on that shit. Don't say less. We out of here,
All
bro.
right,
I got
peace.
some input on that shit.